Young and ambitious student with dreams and hopes to be successful realizes and learns while still in college that there is a way to be financially independent. 21-year-old Morris Vanish realizes and viewed real estate as his calling for independence and wealth. Morris got a first-hand look at what real estate can do by renting his own apartment in college and realized the passive income his landlord was enjoying. He does not realize it yet, but he was going to be a major influence in the world of real estate. What he learned in the past 18 years, he will teach you today, and it's all free of charge. There's an entrepreneur locked inside of you. The key to freedom is information, the kind of information you find here on the Morris Vanish Real Estate Investor Show. No fluff, no theory, just real-life practices. He is not a professional speaker or teacher, but first and foremost an investor. Here's the real estate man, Morris Vanish.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is Morris Vanish with the Real Estate Mentor Show. Thank you, Raleigh. Hope everybody's having a good week. It's an interesting time. We're crunching right towards real relaxed time. Everybody's in a different festive mode. I believe it's important to take this time. Honestly, towards December, I'm always, and towards the end of Christmas and New Year's, I'm always super busy in a way that people are asleep. It's always a good time to pick up a couple properties. You do have banks that are trying to get rid of properties and will make deals. They want to get it off the books in 2014. So I do believe it's important to stay focused. It's also a good time to reflect and think about what does it take to get into the real estate business? What does it take to invest in real estate? What does it take to get off the sidelines and into the game? If you're in the game already, you know how good it is. You know how powerful it is. How do you continue? How do you perfect what you're doing? You know, there's a lot of questions, and obviously New Year resolutions, thinking about what you've done last year, kind of where you're going. You know, we as humans like to have a plan. We like to be going places. Real estate investing is no different. People think they'll just randomly buy properties and the market will go up in value and you're going to listen to your aunt that's a realtor and things are just going to magically happen and you get involved in the business that all of a sudden you hope things will work. We as investors need to understand that when we analyze a piece of property, we need to know exactly certain things need to be factual for us to be able to make decisions. To make investment decisions, we need to have certain things in line. Now, I always, and that's the one thing I want to start this morning show about. By the way, 3 things that you need to understand in order to make good real estate decisions. 3 things. Those are what is the real market value? What's the market value on the property or the rent value? Number 2 is what's the renovation cost. If you're going to buy something that's distressed, it's going to need some kind of work. It's an additional investment. So we need to figure out what that cost is. So what's the true and what's the real renovation cost or whatever it is, if you're going to sell it or you're going to rent it. And another thing is the price, what you're going to pay for it. Now you see the 3 concepts I'm talking about: market value, renovation cost, and price. Price is your only constant. You have a contract, you're signing it, you know exactly what you're going to pay for a property. That stays a constant. The 2 aspects that are variable is the market value and the cost of renovation. If you send 5 appraisers, you're going to get 5 different values. So establishing the true market value is something that investors are constantly in the hunt for. If it's getting good information, if it's understanding exactly what the real value is a very important aspect. The second is a cost of rehab. Renovation cost is a completely, if you send 5 contractors, you're going to get 5 different estimates. Some are going to be far apart, some won't. But the bottom line is it's another variable. So the market value and renovation costs are 2 variable items as investors. As you increase knowledge in the area, as you understand what you're doing more, as you start creating that niche, it allows you to have a much better understanding of that. So if you know what the true cost of the renovations are and what's the true market value, making a decision to buy or not to buy is a lot easier because the rest depends on how much money you want to make. Because if you know the market value is $100,000 and you know the renovation cost is $10,000, well, what you pay for it will be a lot easier to determine if something is a deal or not, and it allows somebody to be able to distinguish good deals from bad a lot easier. Oh, here we are. We're moving forward. We're about to take a short break. I hope you guys got a lot out of that first segment. I think trying to simplify what the business is about, trying to make it clear how to analyze a piece of real estate is the first order of business when you're going to learn anything, not trying to understand some complicated techniques and how to buy a lot of other courses and books give you. We don't want to get involved in that path. So if you're interested in finding out some more information, I am offering a report, a white paper report on the four most common mistakes that investors make. If you would like a free copy of that report, all you need to do is send me a text message with your name and email address at 305-525-3540. That's 305-525-3540. This is the Morris Vanish with the Real Estate Mentor Show. We'll be right back. I am looking for a small group of people that can help me find deals. So if you're interested, stand by. We'll give you some more information after the break.
Are you tired of stressing about the market and worrying about the decisions you or your broker is making? The smart money is diversifying in rental real estate right now. The current real estate market offers some of the greatest opportunities I've ever seen. Banks are unloading properties, and people like me are snapping them up. You can do the same. My name is Morris Vanish, author of the book, The Road to Real Estate Wealth. I invite you to text me for a free copy of my book. It's full of practical real estate investing tips that I put together over my 17 years of experience and after hundreds of transactions. Text me at 305-525-3540. That's 305-525-3540 to get my free book. Finally, a company that can help facilitate new and seasoned investors overcome their hang-ups, misconceptions, fears, and take advantage of double-digit returns, all backed by real estate. We've helped countless individuals and companies break out and make it in the world of real estate. You can too. Real estate is not one size fits all. Call me to set up a meeting and discuss your needs. Call 305-525-3540.
Well, welcome back. This is the Morris Vanish with the Real Estate Mentor Show. Just to summarize my last segment, 3 concepts I want you guys to understand when you're analyzing investment properties. What's the true market value? True cost of renovation? Those are variables. The price is a constant. So once you establish true market value, true cost of renovation, the rest is easy. I know it might not sound as simple when I say it on the phone, but if a property is worth $100,000 and the renovation is $10,000, well, if you're paying $85,000 for it, it's not a good deal. So you know you need to pay $50,000, $60,000, depending how aggressive or how badly you want the property, depending on what your objectives are with the property. You know, real estate investing is not as, advice, game plan, strategy, what to do, how to penetrate this business, how to get in, how to get out, how to, all these, there's a lot of questions that are set forth when you're going forward to start or get involved in the real estate business. It's very easy to paint a picture of freedom, passive income. I was at a hobby store yesterday for my son. I keep breaking this damn helicopter. I keep buying this remote control helicopter. In theory, it looks great on paper, but it's just a disaster to fly. But I was there, and I'm overhearing people speaking. Oh, I'm a truck driver. I'm going to retire in 5 years. Like, he was very, clear, and I was just eavesdropping, and basically, he was like, yeah, I'm going to get involved in real estate. I'm going to buy some properties. I'm going to retire in 5 years. How do you say that sentence and actually bring that into fruition? What needs to happen in order to bring that sentence into fruition? It starts, first of all, with a plan. What is it that you're looking to do? What are your resources to be able to accomplish that? And if you have deficiencies in one or the other, which you will, then you need to figure out what's your strategy. What do you need to do day to day in order to bring into fruition what you want to do? And it starts with, when I sit down with somebody, it basically goes like this. Well, how long have you doing? First, I want to establish, does the person that's trying to get involved in real estate, first of all, did they ever do it before? Did they have any experience? Am I dealing with a clean plate, or is there any kind of baggage that's starting? Do they have a property or two already? Is your experience so far has been only in your own homestead? Is the property you bought is the only property for you to live in? Or have you ever bought a property for investment? Because those are two different experiences. When you're buying a property for yourself to live, the process, the due diligence process is different. There's a lot of emotion involved. But there's also a lot of, when you're buying something for investment, there's different emotions, different numbers, different thought process. You're going to process the investment differently if you're going to buy it for yourself to live rather than for investment. So we need to distinguish the two. But there is a lot of similarities in the closing and the technical aspect of it. You do have some experience if you bought your own place to live. It does give you some investing experience, but just a little. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We want to make sure we make good decisions. Investors that call themselves investors and go out there and listen to the wrong people and have the wrong strategy in the wrong market are starting with 2 strikes against them, and they don't even know it. Nobody a lot of people that start with 2 strikes, in a lot of cases, they don't know it. It's like somebody, their long life dream is to open up a restaurant. Little do they know, they're putting their whole dream in an 85% fail rate. Now, it's a harsh reality, but a true one. So a lot of investors or people that want to get involved in the business take courses, books, tapes, seminars, whatever it is that you're going to go out there to try to have a plan and somebody to save you time. You first need to make sure that the strategy and the system they're putting forth is giving you the best chance of success, because there are a lot of different ways to acquire real estate, and some ways are harder than others. Some ways take longer time than others. You need to understand that you need to put yourself in the best odds. You need to put yourself in a system that's going to give you the best probability of success. It's all about probabilities. Real estate is gambling, but gambling with knowledge. As I started this show, we spoke about the 3 concepts you need to think about. The concept of market value, renovation cost, and price, and how you need to analyze those and which ones is variable and which ones are constant. Well, that is the foundation. When you need to think about is a strategy, a game plan, and a lot of courses and tapes and books out there. I know personally when I started this business, it took me 2 years to break the ice, and mainly because I was going about it wrong, and I was using strategies that had a very low success rate. To put signs outside or knock on doors if you see high grass and looking for physically distressed properties could be very time-consuming, a very low success rate, and it could frustrate probably about 97% of the people attempting to do it. So you don't want to put yourself in a system where it's a very hard probability of success. You want to be smart. It's like going to a good school over a bad school. Those that put themselves in the right environment are going to have a better chance of success. So the association aspect of it is not only associations with people and networking with associates, it's also associating yourself in the right locations and having the right strategy for that location. And so many new investors go into the business with the wrong strategy. A lot of my starting conversations with anybody new that I engage with, it starts with me, first of all, understanding what they are coming from, what their experience level is, what kind of ability, experience, knowledge, hunger, how motivated they are. There's a lot of questions I need to ask first before I could process information. It's like in the old days when I was in high school and college and I was trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up, you would have computers, resume computers in high school. I remember this back in high school. Now we're going into 1980-something. Oh, boy. So I remember in a computer I would put in, they would ask you about 50 questions about your personality, questions about what you want, and it would spit out certain professions that would be good for that. So it's almost the same. The analogy here is you give me information, and then I understand what it is, because the computer knows exactly what professions fit what personality. So when the computer takes in the information, it could process a result. So when you sit with the right person that's done what you want, that has the experience, that's doing it day in and day out, when you give me your situation, me knowing how the business responds, it's very easy for me to figure out what's the best plan for you. If you're interested in sitting down, consulting, it doesn't cost anything. I'm in the business of people. I invest in people. Everything else is a technicality. So if you're hungry, motivated, you want to break the ice, this is the best time of the year. If you want to meet me, this is the best time to do it. I'm in a very festive mood. I'm going to offer for the first 5 people that send me a text message, A free 1-hour consultation where we basically figure out what it is that you need and what it is that you need to go. I've been doing this business for 20 years. I've bought and sold over 600 properties, managed hundreds of properties. I've done nothing else in my life except for real estate investing. I'm completely focused. If you cut me up, there'll be little houses inside. I've done nothing else except real estate investing. So definitely take advantage of that. If you're interested, all you need to do is send me a text message with your name and email address, 305-525-3540. That's 305-525-3540 with your name and email address. If you do that, I'll give you a free copy, a white paper report, and the 4 most common mistakes that investors make. So send me a name, email address, to 305-525-3540. That's 305-525-3540. Just let me know that you're interested in the white paper report and that you want to set up an appointment to get together and see exactly what this business has to offer. This is Morris Vanish with the Real Estate Mentor Show. We'll be right back. I'm going to talk to you about what it took for me to break the ice and move forward in this business. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of stressing about the market and worrying about the decisions you or your broker is making? The smart money is diversifying in rental real estate right now. The current real estate market offers some of the greatest opportunities I've ever seen. Banks are unloading properties, and people like me are snapping them up. You can do the same. My name is Morris Vanish, author of the book, The Road to Real Estate Wealth. I invite you to text me for a free copy of my book. It's full of practical real estate investing tips that I put together over my 17 years of experience and after hundreds of transactions. Text me at 305-525-3540. That's 305-525-3540 to get my free book. Finally, a company that can help facilitate new and seasoned investors overcome their hang-ups, misconceptions, fears, and take advantage of double-digit returns, all backed by real estate. We've helped countless individuals and companies break out and make it in the world of real estate. You can too. Real estate is not one size fits all. Call me to set up a meeting and discuss your needs. Call 305-525-3540.
Well, welcome back. Morris Vanish with the Real Estate Mentor Show. Thank you out there, listeners. I got 3 people already. I need 2 more for the free consultation. So, covered a lot today, a lot to talk about. What I wanted to tell you, and I wanted to give you a real-life illustration. When I graduated from college, 1996, I graduated from Florida Atlantic University. So when I graduated, you know what Florida Atlantic University stands for, FAU? Finished, Available, and Unemployed, because that's where I was when I graduated. But I already realized in my last year, my last semester, I wanted to be a real estate investor. I knew nothing about the business. I didn't know what a deed was, how do you transfer ownership. I knew nothing. But I knew that I liked the passive income concept. To me, it was very powerful. So having a lot of dreams and hopes is one thing, but having the knowledge and the financial resources was a completely different animal. So for the next 2 years, despite having all the financial struggles, I never gave up on what I really wanted to be, was a real estate investor. I was simultaneously educating myself and banging my head against the wall, trying to bridge that gap between talking about being an investor and actually doing it. And the 3 things I learned along the way that helped me and what taught me that what separates the average from the exceptional is what you do when you're not working, who your friends are, and how you think. What you do when you're not working, even if you're working all day, I have people that come out to workshops at 5:30 and 6 o'clock at night after working all day. But you know what? They all come out of there an hour and a half, 2 hours later, clearer, rejuvenated, motivated. Nobody's ever disappointed. So putting your time into when you're not working will help you get to what you want. Who your friends are, associating yourself with other investors. Key. That's the key. Associate yourself with people that are doing what you want. And start changing how you think. Brain transplants have not been available yet. God, a lot of us will volunteer people for those surgeries, but we cannot do brain transplants. It doesn't exist. So having said that, the closest thing to it is start changing the mindset. Start changing the mindset. We're going to run out of time. I got way too much to say, and I think a half hour is too much, so I need to start searching for 1-hour shows because I think I got way too much to say for a half hour. But keep in mind, for those that want to get involved in real estate, if you're already in it or you're looking to get involved, the first step is you need to have a plan. Sure, I got lots of things that I can do to help shortcut what you need to do, but first you need to reach out and tell me you're interested, and then we could talk about what the possibilities are and see if there's a good marriage there. What I love about real estate investing is it's about good marriages. It's a business that's a win-win. In corporate America, somebody has to retire, fire, pass away for you to progress. It's a very cutthroat environment where real estate business is a completely different type of business. It operates differently, it responds differently, and you need to, first of all, understand the vehicle. Whatever it is you're going to drive in, if whatever path you want to go, whatever road you want to travel, arm yourself with the vehicle that fits that trip that you want to undertake. If it's property rentals, if it's resale, if it's commercial, if it's residential, whatever it is you want to get involved in, you first need to make sure you're putting yourself in the right vehicle. And then that vehicle is going to be your central command station, and everything gets distributed from there. So we first need to make sure we pick the right vehicle. So many people in this business pick the wrong vehicle and the wrong strategy, and it handicaps them from ever giving themselves an opportunity to succeed. Any smart business person always will play the odds, will be smart about good decisions. They make calculated risks. I've taken a lot of time today explaining the three concepts of learning the market value, renovation cost, and price in order to make good decisions. Does that guarantee you're going to make money? No, but it's not as risky as you think, because your biggest risk is to rent it or sell it, and real estate is the third necessity. People need food, clothing, and shelter. I always said, I'm not in the real estate business. I'm in the shelter business. I don't know if some of you guys heard, Ray Kroc, they said he was never in the hamburger selling business. The hamburgers just paid off all the corner lots of the real estate. It was about real estate more than anything. The burgers paid off all the real estate and all the mortgages for those corner lots. And it comes down to that massive, powerful tool, freight train we call real estate. Real estate is a big word. It's a powerful word, but it could also be a dangerous word if you use it the wrong way. So do it right. Do it smart. Either you get it, go get it, understand it, or come reach out, because we're right here. Be more than happy to help. I get a lot of satisfaction to inspire, to educate, and guess what? It allows me to get a lot of satisfaction, and it's a win-win. So if you're interested in getting involved, if you want to sit down and consult, if you want a free copy of my white paper report, 4 most common mistakes investors make, send me a text message at 305-525-3540 with your name and email address. That's 305-525-3540. This is the Morris Vanish with the Real Estate Mentor Show.